Lately, back with another episode, another review of the Housewives of Potomac, season 3. I want to say this is episode 9. So the episode, I'm doing this without notes, so please bear with me. I'm just gonna break it down. No notes today. I'm gonna do it off top of the dome. So I'm probably just gonna break it down with the characters. So it picks up last week with Monique and Robin. As you know, she told Robin that she would choke her with that umbrella. So they managed to pull the girls away and they all roll off into the sunset. And then, Charisse was trying to be a good friend to Monique. And Monique was like, I don't like people pretty much, talking about me being a drunk because that kind of affects me running the charities and running the businesses. If people figured out she's a drunk or she's, put in a bad light, that can really affect and hurt, the things that she's trying to do. Monique did end up driving 2 hours to Karen's house with her daughter in tow, because of course she ain't got no nanny, and send out and apologizing to Karen. And Karen was just saying how she wouldn't want Robin to hit her either, because she'll pretty much will sue and end up getting, I think that was, getting into Monique's house. So Monique, that was really what Monique was saying. If I hit her, she would, sue me and, get some money. I'm sure her and Chris could probably pay the girl off. So anyway, but she did that. And Karen just had a really good time with Monique's daughter. I think she's like 2. And it shows that Karen, is kind of probably missing her daughter as well. But she was very lighthearted when it came to the baby. And, she was, putting her hands on the grapes and stuff. And Monique was telling her pretty much stop. But it seemed like Karen was really, was happy to see the baby and enjoyed that she was there and didn't care if she climbed on her couches or not. I mean, she really didn't do all that. But it just seemed like Karen, really was, didn't mind. Monique also revealed that she was going to gather up items and materials for the victims of the hurricane that took place in Houston. So Karen was like, she was definitely on it. She can use her, she definitely don't mind lending her sweat and labor to help towards a good cause. I mean, pretty much all the girls came and gathered together and supported. Charisse was acting like she was the head designee to be pointed, that Monique called on, but she called on all the girls. And, everybody came out to help with the exception. Robin didn't show up at all. And Giselle came and she just, dropped off her donated items and kept it moving, because apparently her and Monique ain't good girlfriends, but shouldn't matter. But everybody was able to come together for the good. Candace and her Chris came. Everybody pretty much chipped in and helped out. For the most part, and got trucks filled with stuff, because apparently Chris and the Washington Redskins, they were getting 2 semi trucks full and packing them up to the brim and driving them to Houston to deliver items for the victims of the hurricane. So Monique really, felt passionate about that. And speaking of the hurricane, Giselle's mother was also affected by it, but her damage and what she experienced was not as devastating as the families that pretty much lost everything. And that's garnering Giselle's mother to try to move back to Potomac. Giselle said she would be happy that her mom will come back, because, definitely the girls, her daughters love their grandma. She get to spend more time with them, and she also can help them out. However, Giselle's mother does not want to move into the house with Giselle. She wants her own place. She said, find a house, buy it, I'll come back and move in, which just also garners Giselle and thinking about Sherman. So she's off actually going to get her hair done. And she was telling Kyle, her hairdresser, that she kind of feel overwhelmed, with everything that's going on with her mom and not knowing the status of Sherman. I guess in the past they have talked about potentially, buying a house and, merging the families together. But since this whole incident with the magazine, she don't know pretty much where they're at. And she was crying, and she actually, stepped away because she was out getting her hair colored and highlighted. She actually walked away and had a moment, and she came back together, and you can see the genuine friendship that her and Cal has, because he was very supportive and very nurturing to her. So that was kind of cool that he would come to her aid. He's just not the pocket gay, as they say. He is really true, authentic friend. Also with Monique and Ashley did have a sit down and talked about, what was going on. And Monique, pretty much told Ashley the same thing as she has said. I run charities, I run a couple of things, so it's not a good look for you to roam around and say that I'm a drunk or this. And then, Ashley was just saying, we was in mixed company. I should have been more careful, of my words. So it's like they made amends, but when we got into them confessionals, they was kind of messy. So, Monique was like, I just got to keep my eye out. I got to be careful. I just can't trust everything with everybody, lesson learned in their future. But what we got from Ashley is more so like a drunk is a drunk. And, you was drunk, so we going to stick that to the story. So we'll see how that play out in the end, when it's time for the reunion. So another big thing that took place when we look at Candace. So let's focus on Candace. Candace and Chris was taking a walk on the pier and just enjoying, some quality time. Mom's in town, so, she was like, they just need a moment, before they take on Mom. So Candace was telling Chris she feel like it's time for her to tell, her mother the truth. Mom always knew that Chris had 2 kids, and, he's in their life, and they're going to take an active part. Hold on. Camera jumped out. That's crazy. Candace's mother always knew that Chris had children and 2 kids, and they're going to play an active role in the wedding, and that's going to be great and everything. However, her mom does not know that he has a 3rd kid, which is like a teeny bopper. And the problem is that he is not in Chris' life because the mother simply refuses him to be in the child's life. So it's not like he's being a bum and not trying to take care of his kids. It's just the mother is not allowing it to happen. So Monique sat down with her mother at Chris's restaurant, and she kind of got emotional, and she was just telling her mother that he has another kid, and the mother will not allow him to, see the kid. And she thought, and I thought the same thing, I think Mama was finna go off and be judgmental and just be even extra mean. But she was very supportive. And even when Chris sat down, you could tell that this bothers Chris. Chris was getting emotional himself, and he got a little teary eyed. So she encouraged him, to pursue, Chris said he knows where his kid is at, and, he can make some attempts, but he don't want to rock the boat because the mother was pretty adamant. And then Candace's mother gave some great advice. She pretty much told him, be open to, go ahead and pursue and trying to have a relationship with him, but be open, if it doesn't work out, it might not work out right now. Doesn't mean it can't work out later. And she was very supportive in Chris and very nurturing. And it made me change my thoughts towards Candace's mother, because she was very understanding. Here they thought she was going to be on the offense and defense and start attacking him. But she's telling him, go be a good dad, make attempts, be patient with the process. And, if you can get to know your son, and, if you're open to be patient with it, be patient with it. So that was a good thing. That was good job, Candace mama. You really did, change the game for us. Last but not least, another big effect. This was just really a lot of people's emotions got out in this episode. So The last part of the episode was with Robin and Juan. I think they brought a medium in and those are people who can like talk to the dead and get some things out. So the medium helped them discover what happened, what's going on with the guy who stole their money, which supposed to have been a good friend. Because the man said, I'm seeing a man jump off a bridge. And that was the man that took their money, who supposed to have been a good friend, godfather to their children. And they had asked him, like, do he feel sorry for what he's done and whatever? And the man said, no, he's content. So he has no remorse. He didn't care or whatnot. It was what it was. And Juan said that was not shocking because, he was pretty much a jerk and a bum. He said he needed help and he just did what he can do to figure it out. And he couldn't ask for help. He just did what he did and then just got out of control and he didn't know how to handle it. So he just took his own life. So he was content in doing that. Also, we discovered in this episode that Juan's biological father is actually alive. So the man who they mentioned in season 1, that was Juan's father that died also, was the stepdaddy. That was not Juan's biological father. And most recently, the biological father reached out to Juan. And they're trying to establish some relationship, and even the man looks like Juan. So they went to the meeting, and that was the next thing. The mom is happy that Juan knows about it, but if she was still alive, that was going to still be a secret that she went to the grave with. So she was going to make her mind up that she was never gonna tell Juan. That's what the medium told Juan, that his mother never was gonna reveal. It was also that she's happy that he's getting to know who his dad is, and that she is watching over them, and she's happy that she likes Robin. She was saying, and that she was happy that him and Robin, are together, beautiful children, and she constantly watches over them. So it was good for them because it gave them some closure on some key elements. I mean, it also brought up with the stepfather. They said they had questions for the stepfather. And when the medium spoke through the stepfather, he said he kind of figured that he had doubts about Juan not being his kid, but he said he was going to go with it anyway and, figure some things out and, raise them and protect them or whatever. So it really put Juan in a different light. I was shocked that he sat down and did it, but I think it was good for both of them just to clear the air so they can move on, maybe redefine where they're at with their relationship. So that was a good thing. I said I kind of would want to, do something like that. Or perhaps get my palm read. Everybody say, oh, you believe in Christ, you're not supposed to do that. But I've been thinking about wanting to get my palm read just to see what they will say and see if it's spot on or some things that might pop up that I might need to be aware of. But that is pretty much it with this episode. That was really the focus. It was just Monique just trying to clear some things up. The girls helping with Houston. Candace, bringing all the truth to the forefront to her mother. Giselle's trying to figure out this Sherman thing and bringing her mom back into the fold. And then this thing that Robin and Juan are going through, went through with the media. And so that was pretty much it. That was all. I think I did a good job without notes. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. They also did updates on what's to come with the Housewives of Atlanta. So it's Housewives of Potomac. So it looks like another trip is en route. Some more dramas coming on the way. Just sorry, this is a delay. I went out Sunday and hung out with friends and stayed out and just enjoyed myself. So I had to watch the episode much later than I normally would. But that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Hopefully you had a safe, blessed, and prosperous Memorial Day and that you have an awesome week. Peace out.